Hiya, it's Caddy again, and today's edition of Caddy's Corner is being brought to you by sitting on the fire escape in my apartment in Brooklyn. Today, I want to talk about boundaries, and I looked through the list of the 50 ideas for videos that I have, and I realized that every single one of them includes something about boundaries. So which one am I going to pick, right? So today I wanted to talk about what I've learned about life from having a bad back. I had a surgery in 1997 for a L4-5 partial laminoscopy where they took out about 30% of the disc. I healed from that and I was okay for a handful of years. Then through course of some of my own very stupid behavior and overworking myself and wearing high heels and not taking care of the problem when it was a small problem, I blew my back out, and badly. And in that time, I was in my early 30s, and I looked fine. I looked healthy. I looked young. That's an airplane heading to LaGuardia right now. And people didn't really give me consideration for being broken and wounded. And it was a real eye-opener to me that when I see people on the street struggling a little or in a parking lot at a grocery store, I'll just say, hey, you want a hand? Never ask them if they want help. People don't like that word. But in part of my recovery, I went to a physiologist. And when I first met him, they do electrostem therapy, massage therapy. They give you some physical therapy too. And so he wanted to do an electrostem test on my back. And so he had me lay down in the consultation, face down, and he put some little electrode things on my back. And he said, okay, I'm going to turn them up and you let me know when it's uncomfortable. I didn't know he was trying to find what would be a high-end meter mark on the machine. I misunderstood him and thought that we were playing the game of how much of it can you take. So I, as he turned the knobs up and was like, how is that? I'm like, well, it hurts, but okay. And then he turned up one more notch and I'd be like, You're like, is that okay? I'm like, yeah, I can do that too. I didn't know what the point was. Little did I know how amazing that therapy can be in muscle and neurological recovery, having regular electrostem therapy on inflamed areas. But when we got done with the test, he just was shaking his head and he was like, in my career, and this was an older doctor, he said, in my career, I have never seen anybody with as high a tolerance for pain as you. And I think you should tell other doctors when you meet them that. And I was like, kind of rolled my eyes. I'm like, I've told them that before. They don't believe you. Everybody thinks you're in there, whining day one. Something's wrong. Anyway. In the course of the last few years, I started to say, I have a high tolerance for crazy. And that's for sure true. And I give people a lot of passes and keep trying. And if I've agreed to do a job or a show or be in a band and we have a project due, then I'll see it through to the end. The show must go on, right? But in the complaining about how those relationships went afoul or I was taken advantage of or overworked and underpaid or underemployed or disregarded or any of those things, there was one thing that happened every single time, and that was me not making a boundary, and even if I did make one, not holding firm on it. And I got steamrolled over a lot. And I was just watching a woman today, I've forgotten her name, Danielle LaPera maybe, another airplane because this video is hidden 4 minutes. And she was talking specifically about boundaries. And she said it should always be in the form of an I statement. And I've been doing that more, but I hadn't thought of it quite this pragmatically. So to say, if you, X, Y, or Z, then I am going to. And in the few moments where I got that right sort of accidentally lately, and some big problems were happening, and I said, if you do this again, I am going to. And when I followed through with what I said I was going to do, they were like, "What? You never did that before?" I'm like, no, I didn't do it before. That's why you kept getting away with what you're getting away with. So that all said, my hope for today is that we all keep paying attention to boundaries. Where are they? Do we even have them? If we don't have them, let's make some more. Let's think about it. Let's talk about it. Let's assess it with our friends. Let's just make the word of the day boundaries. And take it from there. All right, y'all, I gotta get to work and I got a lot of stuff going on, but I hope you enjoyed my fire escape day. I'm gonna swing it around a little bit just so you can see the beautiful view that I have of my Brooklyn backyards. That's Mr. Tree. He sticks into my window. I love him. Anyway, I hope you have a wonderful day. See you tomorrow.